Okay, so we have done a lot of reading about economy, politics. So now let's work on reading about Chinese traditional holiday, which is 端午节, which means the Dragon Boat Festival. So this is a really important kind of piece of reading because later on you can use that information for your speaking part, like for the cultural presentation part. If they ask, oh, tell us something about one Chinese traditional holiday, you can actually use the information from this reading. So in this case, like you guys know, a lot of times if you do some reading, not only it's kind of like way of a practice reading, but you can also use the information later in other part of the exam as well. Okay, so enough said. I will give you guys some time to read, and we're gonna work on it together later. Finish reading this part, and if you don't feel you got enough time, feel free to go back to the video and then read it again. So now let's look at the questions for this part of reading. Okay. So more questions. Again, if you guys have more time, feel free to work on your own pace. Like you can pause it anytime you want or go back to the video to find the answers in the paragraph. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys more time before I review the answer. Okay. Ta-da! Did you guys get all right? How many of the questions did you get it right? Feel free to submit your answer sheets to the platform, and I will help you guys review it. Okay, so now let's work on some key vocabularies. Then we'll go back to the whole passage and to read it all together. Okay, so the first one is 传统节日. So 传统 you can use as a noun, means tradition, but you can also use as an adjective, means traditional. 节日 is festival or holiday. So 传统节日, that's traditional holiday or traditional festival. 端午节, that's Dragon Boat Festival. So 端午 is actually a day based off the Chinese lunar calendar. So later we're gonna talk about, so 农历, that's the lunar calendar. So 农 is agriculture, farmer. 历 is calendar. So basically 农历 in Chinese literally means farmer's calendar, because a lot of times people planning back in time, so plan how they grow plants, etc. based off the lunar calendar. So that's why it's called 农历, farmer's calendar. So 端午节 is actually on the 5th day of the 5th month based off the lunar calendar. So we say 5月, so that's May. But technically it's not May, in the regular calendar, so it's kind of in the kind of lunar calendar, so the 5th month. 初 by itself means beginning. 五, so it's kind of the beginning, around the beginning of the month. So the 5th day of the 5th month, we call it 5月初五. So 端午节 is actually falls on the 5th day of the 5th month according to the 农历, which is the lunar calendar. 悠久 is a very, very long time. We say 悠久. 悠久, like a lot of times, like we describe like history or culture, etc. 久 by itself, it means very long time. So before we were talking about, oh, long time no see. We say 好久不见. And then 久, also a lot of times we say how long. We say 多久. So that's the same character. So 久. 历史, that's history. So 悠久历史. So that's a long history. 悠久历史. 起源 is origin. Because 起 is start. 源 is a source. So it's kind of where is kind of like start. So it is origin. 起源. 起源. 纪念 is trying to remember. So even though this 记 sounds like a remember, 记得, but it's like a different character. So 纪念, this one is commemorate. So a lot of times we say 纪念日, and the 日 is the day. So 纪念日 is kind of anniversary. 纪念日. So literally the day to commemorate. 古代 is ancient. 古 is very, very old. 代 is era. So the very old era, ancient. 爱国诗人. So 爱国 we know. 爱 is love. 国 is country. So love your country. 诗 is a poem. 诗人 is a poet. 屈原, that's a name of a poet, so who is very, very famous. And this Dragon Boat Festival is actually to commemorate, and his name is 屈原. And we did these two. And then 赛龙舟. 赛 is kind of same 赛 from 比赛. Remember we learned the game 赛比赛. 龙 is a dragon. 舟 is a canoe, so it's a boat. So 龙舟 is a dragon boat. 赛龙舟 is a dragon boat racing. 吃粽子. So 吃 is eat. 粽子 is kind of like I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like feel free to search it. So basically it's kind of inside, kind of 粽子 is kind of sticky rice. And then it's wrapped up in the bamboo leaves. So the whole story about the Dragon Boat Festival, because 屈原is, a poet, very famous poet, and he loves his country a lot. So, but he wrote a lot of advice or suggestions to the emperor back then, but he never listened. And so Qu Yuan saw people suffering so much, and he couldn't do anything about it. So he got so upset. He kind of jumped into the Miluo River to commit suicide. But he is a really nice person, and he kind of was loved by everybody. So what people did was they get into the boat and trying to search for his body nights and days, but they couldn't find it. So they started hitting the drum to scare the fish away, because they don't want the fish to eat his dead body. So that's where the dragon boat come from. So it's kind of do the racing to find his body. And then even right now, on the dragon boat, people still hitting the drums. So it's become part of the tradition. And where does the 粽子 come from? It's kind of like people throw 粽子 into the river, so hoping the fish could eat the 粽子 instead of like Qu Yuan's body. So this guy's body. So that's where like this food is coming from. Wrap up in the bamboo leaves because it's kind of like hold the rice together. Okay, so next one, 缅怀. 缅怀 is remembrance. So it's trying to like commemorate someone, to miss someone. You say 缅怀. 家人, you guys already know. 家人 is a family. 祝福, you can use as a verb and you can use it as noun. Is bless or blessing. Next one, 风俗活动. 风俗, that's a folk. Or 民俗. 民俗 or 风俗 both mean the folk. 活动, activity. So, 民俗活动, folk activities. 文化习惯, 文化 is culture, 习惯 is habit, practice. So 文化习惯 can mean customs, cultural practice. 挂, 艾草, 挂 is a hang. 艾草 is one kind of grass, is a mugwort. So it's kind of like normally people hang it, this kind of a grass on the door. Is kind of like a believing it will get rid of bad spirits. Pay. Pay is to wear. So same with dye. So normally you only use it for like wear accessories, but you wouldn't use pay for clothing. So it's similar with dye, but it's more formal. 香囊. So 香 is smells really good, smelly or fragrant. 囊 is a bag. So there is like a bag smells really good. So is sachets. Sachets, 香囊. So 配香囊 wearing sachets. 习俗, customs. So 习 is kind of same 习 from 习惯, habit. 俗 is like 民俗 folk. So there is like a people's habits, customs. 体现 reflect, shows, suggest. 体现. 尊重 respect. 尊重 respect. 传承, so 传 is passing. 承 is kind of like you take on, carry on. So 传承 a lot of times means preserve something or inherited something. So 传承. You can also use as a noun. It means preservation or inheritance. 传承. Okay, so that's all the key vocabulary. So let's go back to the paragraph. So let me read it. So 中国的传统节日中 So among all these Chinese traditional holidays, 端午节 the Dragon Boat Festival 是一个 is one 具有 means have, owns, or equipped with. 悠久历史 so 悠久 is long, 历史 is a history, 的节日 is a festival, so which is a festival has a long history. 端午节 so the Dragon Boat Festival 的起源 the origin. 与 is kind of with or and. 纪念 is trying to commemorate, to memorize. 纪念古代 is ancient. 爱国诗人 is a patriotic. 诗人 poet. 屈原有关 is related with. So it's kind of like this is related with 屈原, that's his name, who is a 爱国诗人. So 古代 ancient. 爱国诗人爱国 we mentioned. Like love the country. So it's kind of like a very patriotic poet. 每年 every year. 农历 lunar calendar. 5月初五 so the fifth day of the fifth month. 人们会 this word is very important. 举行 is a host. So you can use 举行 for host some event, activities. 举 by itself means raise. So if you say 举手 raise your hand. 举头 raise your head. So 举 is very important as well. So 举行赛龙舟 Dragon Boat racing. 吃粽子 so eat 粽子等 is etc. 活动 activities. 以表达 in order to express 对屈原的缅怀 is trying to remember 屈原和对家人的祝福 is blessings and then to express blessings like to the family. 端午节 so 还 also 包含了 covers or includes 丰富的 is a plenty, rich. 风俗活动 so the folk activities. 和文化习惯 so the cultural habits. 如 like 挂艾草 hanging the mugwort. 配香囊 wearing the sachets. 等 etc. So 香囊 is kind of like for the lucky charm. Like it smells good and it's kind of like gives like blessings. So it's kind of lucky charm. And then 这些风俗 so these 习俗 customs. So these customs 体现了 so shows 中国人 so Chinese people 对传统文化 so the 尊重 is a respect. So the respects towards the Chinese traditional like culture and 传承 and inheritance.